Welcome to the channel. I'm James, and today I'm going through my stock valuation methods for Snap Inc. Ticker symbol SNAP. You can see they've had a pretty crazy day, up 53% to $37 a share. They were down massively before earnings, but the market has reacted very positively to those earnings. We're going to be talking about why that is the case, and we'll be going through those earnings, going through their latest financials, then giving my fair value based on discounted free cash flow and the Buffett-Graham intrinsic value models. And finally, we'll be looking at some technicals on Snapchat for those short-term investors. So what happened? Well, Snap shares rocket as much as 62% on first ever quarterly net profit. Snap reported earnings for the fourth quarter Thursday beat analyst estimates on earnings, revenue, and user growth. This report marks Snap's first profitable quarter on a net income basis as a public company. These are some of the highlights here. Earnings per share 22% adjusted, 10 cents expected. Revenue beat analyst estimates as well, 1.3 billion to 1.2. Global active daily users 139 million compared to 319 million compared to 316.9 million. It'd be helpful if I could read. And the average revenue per user is up to $4.06 compared to $3.79. Let's get having a look at Snap right now. Currently has a market cap of 60 billion, share price we've said, and this is the 52-week low of 24, which was yesterday, and the 52-week high of 83. So is this going to get up to that? That's what we're going to see. Is the P/E ratio less than the market? We're going to skip that step. Snapchat is profitable in the quarter, but not profitable over the last 12 months. So that is a fail. Let's get on to revenue. Revenue was 1.1 billion, now to 4.1 billion. Let's have a look at the financials. You can see here, this is revenue for the 3 months ended December 2021 and December 2020. December 2020 was 911 million, up to almost 1.3 billion. And if we look on the 12 months ended 2020, 2.5 billion to 4.7. So revenue is up massively, about 64% on the year and 42% in the quarter. So can I have a thumbs up for the market going up? That's what we're going to go with today. Next, what we want to see is if the profit is increasing, and the profit has gone from minus 1.2 billion to minus 487 million. Remember, this is on the year. This is the net income. Well, we'll talk about the operating loss as well, because net income is revenue, take away the operating loss. You can see that actually operating loss for the year is down 700 million compared to 862, and down massively in the 3 months ended 25 million. 25 million to 97. And if we look at the net income on the loss on the quarter, this is the key figure here, 22 million in the green compared to minus 113 million. And if we look at the year, 944 million to 48. So profit has improved by 48% and has improved massively and gone positive in the quarter. This is why analysts are very happy. Not analysts, sorry. Everyone's happy. The market's happy. That's why the share price has gone up such a massive percent, about 50% in today's trading hours. Next are the shares outstanding decreasing. We want them buying back their shares. And if not, well, they're not buying back their shares. 1.3 billion to 1.5. This is obviously a fail, but the reason why this can not necessarily be a bad thing is because if Snap gain this capital from issuing new shares and then invest that wisely in the company, then this could then in turn raise share prices, which will make it happy for shareholders. But we need to see what this goes. And finally, finally is the free cash flow increasing. Yes, negative to positive, minus 812 million to 223 million. So that is a pass, and let's have a look here. You can see the free cash flow is written here. Free cash flow is cash from operations minus capital expenditures. We have the net cash flow from operating activities here. Capital expenditures is purchase of properties and plants, but we'll just look at these two figures here. So for the quarter in December 2020, there was negative cash flow, 52 million compared to 52 million compared to 185 million in 2020. And then if we look at the free cash flow numbers, 68 million negative, 160 million in the positive for the quarter. And if we go to the year, it was minus 225 in 2020, but now 223. That is green. And this is the earnings per share as well. Well, this is the loss per, sorry, this is the earnings per share here. 22 on the quarter, 0.9. and the trailing 12 months 0.5. So everything is looking up for Snapchat. This is very good to see. And if we look, what does that give us? Well, it gives us 3 passes, 2 failures, PE ratio, and shares outstanding. Free cash flow ratio, market cap divided by the free cash flow, market cap of around about 60 billion. Free cash flow is 223. This is a very, very, very high multiple, 270. So I don't think discounted free cash flow models are going to like this. Let's just jump straight into it. I've calculated the future free cash flows. We'll go with a couple of estimates here. This is calculating that it sort of steadily climbs. And this would give Snap a fair value of $10 a share based on discounted free cash flow. So let's go a little bit more bullish. Let's just tweak these numbers. I'm not going to do it too scientifically here. I just want to try and really see the numbers are going up. Let's say that it keeps on going up at a similar rate. That would still put it at $17 a share, 53% overvalued. So what would they have to do in terms of free cash flow? Let's just increase these numbers again. There you go. That would be well, let me just knock it off a bit. This is not how I would normally do this. I'm just trying to get the free cash flows up. So there you go. So that's it, fairly valued. So they would need to have $1 billion in 2020, and this would have to steadily increase to be valued by discounted free cash flow. But earnings per share, you can see that on the year it's 0.14. If we go to, we have a look and see what that calculates. It doesn't work because it's a minus share price. It's a minus earnings per share. But on the quarter, it was 22 cents. What does this give Snap a fair value of? $43.23 a share, which still means it's trading at a 15% discount. If Snap can continue the way it is, the earnings per share and expected growth rate model, the Buffett-Graham intrinsic value does like this stock. Free cash flow wise, it is still a long way from being a free cash flow generating machine, but it shows that this stock does have a good intrinsic value if they keep going the way they're going. Let's have a quick look at some of the technicals here. I've got a 50-day in green, a 100-day in yellow, and the 200-day in red. What are we seeing here? Well, quite bearish signals, really. The price dropped below in October and then went on a pretty bad run from $70 a share to 24 at its lowest. But the good thing here is that the share price has bounced back up. But this is still pretty trading within this channel. We'll talk about the channels in a second, but let's just go on the moving averages. The 100-day has crossed over. This crossed over. So on the technicals, it is looking to sell on the moving averages. But it would be interesting to see if this price raises up to about 42, then it would break above there. And the last time it broke above there, well, we'd have to go quite a bit behind when it got below. It was during the pandemic, and then it went on one of its all-time runs, but that was a bit of a different time. So they are saying it's a sell. Let's just have a quick look at the channel here. We'll look at a parallel channel because I like looking at that. You can see it did break out of the channel briefly. This is when the price dropped below and then dropped below very strong again, but it is back in this channel. So it's still on the lower side of this channel, but it can go up to high as about 37. Interesting to see here. So I would say keep an eye on this. This could be moving very, very rapidly. I mean, this is a 50% increase on the day. We weren't talking about that long ago when it was an $80 stock. I remember when I bought Snapchat, I got it at about 40 and then sold at about 60. Felt a bit of a fool, but feeling a bit happier now. Next, what we're going to do is look at the MACD. Let me get this up. This is the moving average convergence divergence. What does this tell us? Well, it is a bit of both really, because the MACD and single lines have crossed. You can see it's a green here. This is signified by the switching. When MACD for Snap has usually changed, it's been quite a long time. You can see here it's switched and stayed quite positive, but even in then the price was dropping quite a bit, but this was off a very, very aggressive drop here. So the MACD lines are switching. What we really want to see is these lines to come up back to that zero line. If we go back here to when these movements happened previously, well, this was in August. The MACD line was below, went above the signal line, then went on strong motions for quite a while. You would have bought and held forever. And then sold it here. Even if you sold the bottom, that was $40 a share, you would have purchased Snap at around about 20. And even if we go to here, this was another similar time. You would have bought at what, $61, $62 a share, and then you would have got out at 73. So MACD has been a pretty good indicator once it's in the higher movements, but here it is very, very low. These are very bearish signs. And finally, we will be looking at the RSI. Is the stock in overbought or oversold regions? I have a sneaking suspicion, and not as much as I thought. It was in oversold regions before. This is on the daily. You can see it shot back up to that mid-level. Snapchat has been sort of all over the place here within the channels, usually trending towards on the overbought side, but here it was oversold. The last time it was in levels of this much on the daily was in the pandemic, which was a massive buy signal. And if we quickly look at the weekly, this is from, its IPO in 2017. You can see that this is almost the lowest it's ever been. 2019 was definitely lower. Once again, the pandemic, and here. So this could be your buying opportunity based on RSI. It is in oversold regions, and Snapchat has consistently bounced back up and had good bullish moves. Right, guys. Oh, I was nearly going to cough there, but I didn't. Can you please give a like on the video? It really helps me out. And leave your comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.